Hey, how you doing? Ralph here. This is a quick little hangout on how to set up your Android phone to connect to your class. Obviously, the reason for this would be, if you lost internet or Adobe Connect. Something happened with Adobe Connect where you couldn't connect using your computer and you still want to communicate with your students. There's a couple things that need to be done in order to do this. It's pretty straightforward. If I go up to meetings here on my menu, you'll notice here that there's an option here to block guest access, and obviously you'd want to make sure that guest access is allowed, so you would uncheck that box to block guest access and double check that. And then here where it says manage meeting information, so you're going to want to select this option here. What this is going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and just pop over to my browser here. We'll take you to this screen right here. Okay, so a couple things here. This has the URL for your particular class, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And just so I have it, I'm going to go ahead and email that to myself. All right. So obviously you'd want to get this taken care of before you lost internet access, or at least I would think that would make sense to go ahead and do that. And then let's pop back over to here. All right, so hey, I just got my email. Now, another thing that you're going to want to need, or you're going to need to do here, and let me go back to the meeting information for a second here, is you're going to want to click on the Edit Information tab here, and you'll see that there's an option here to, and they're radio buttons, and I've already selected it, but select anyone who has the URL for the meeting can enter the room. All right. So make sure that you set the radio button so that anyone who has the URL can enter the room. That way there doesn't need to be someone with, host access to approve you entering the room. So we've made our changes. And if I did everything correctly, I should be able to go here to my, my phone. And there's my email with my class info. I do have my phone here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy that link. All right. Whoops. There we go. So we'll get that link copied. And then on the phone, you're obviously going to need the Adobe Connect app. So let me go ahead and launch the Adobe Connect app. And it looks like this. Adobe Connect. And then you can paste in your URL. Got my URL pasted in. Go ahead and click next. I'm going to enter as guest with my name. Why don't I go ahead and bring up the Who's Here pod so we can see if this is actually working. And then I'll go ahead and select enter. And then boom, there I am in the room. Now, if I've got webcam rights for participants set up, I should be able to now take my webcam, broadcast. There I am. So I'm in the room. I could turn on my mic. I can broadcast my webcam. I can communicate with my students, let them know that, I've lost internet access or something like that, and, whatever I need to tell my students. So that's how it's done. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Just got to make sure that you have those things set up, that you're not blocking guest access, and that you're allowing anyone to enter the room. I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcasting here. But just wanted to quickly show you that. So if you have a Android smartphone, pretty straightforward to set up. A quick way to jump back in your room in an emergency type situation where you lost access. Hopefully that helps. Remember, you have to set things up in Connect, make sure you're not blocking guest access, making sure you're allowing anyone to enter the room. You better have a copy of the class URL so you know how to use it, and make sure you have the Connect client installed on your device. So if you get that all taken care of, then you can easily jump into your room using your Android device. Hope that helps. Bye.